Alright, let's look at this. Weirdest game ever. Chess plus checkers, and then the ones on the outside are backgammon pieces, technically. So chess pieces move like chess pieces. There's no queen on the board, but the pawns can still promote to queens. Checkers pieces move like checkers pieces. When they get to the end, they don't promote into queens, they just do kings like normal checkers. So only the checkers can promote to the checkers king, and only the pawns can promote to chess pieces. So it's very similar that way, but the captures are the same for each, so that the checkers captures by hopping, pawns capture the way pawns capture, every other piece is the same. So then the backgammon is kind of like the bank. So one of the other rules that I've had to add is kings, even after they move, they can still move back to their home square and castle with the rook. So once you castle with the rook, you basically, let's move these, castle, and then this piece moves with the king. Once the king is castled, then the backgammon pieces can start moving. So you can roll the dice, and you can move the pieces according to the rules of backgammon around the board. The corners do count as a square. So yes. White's pieces move clockwise around the board, black pieces move counterclockwise. Once the backgammon pieces, you can also, like, same rules apply, you can stack and create a point. If a piece is captured, if a backgammon piece is captured, then it gets added to the other person's bank. The way you add pieces to your bank is if you get them all the way back around to your king. So there's once you've castled, so before you castle, you only have one move, and that's moving a checkers piece or a chess piece. Once you've castled, though, you're going to do a second move, which is move this piece over here. Then every other part of your second move, after you move a checkers piece or a chess piece, you're going to roll the dice, and you're going to move a backgammon piece as a second part of your move. And normal rules of backgammon apply for moving. Doubles are counted in the same way. Once you move a backgammon piece up to the king, you can put it in your bank. Or if you take another backgammon piece from around the board, you add it to your bank. And you can't move the king into a backgammon piece. You have to move the backgammon piece into a king. Also, even though the corner spaces count as spaces, they don't count as moving it there if the king is there. They're basically dead spaces. What am I forgetting? It's still win by checkmate, but basically how the bank pieces are is you can cash in a piece from the bank immediately to make king out of any checker on the board, or you can put it in the bank and use it on your turn, like Crazy House, where basically if each piece that you've banked is worth 1 point, and if you you can cash it in and put, like, for example, you can cash in 1 piece and put a pawn on the board. You can cash in 3 and put a knight or a bishop on the board, with the same way that Crazy House is. I don't know how complicated I want to make this, but that's basically how it works. Also, if you capture a piece or give a check during your turn, you can only roll 1 backgammon die for the second part of your turn. Otherwise, if you make a normal move, you roll 2. And you don't, and remember, when you're moving the backgammon pieces around the board, white moves clockwise, black moves counterclockwise, you have to get it to the king square, which is not this square, and it is not always this square, it's just whatever square the king moves on. But you have to move the backgammon pieces last and your chess pieces and checkers pieces first. And the backgammon piece has to move to the space where the king is, not the king moving to the space where the backgammon pieces are. I don't know how complicated I want to make this again, but it's going to be really weird. I would really love to see this on chess.com for absolutely zero reason. But anyway, I'm just going to not say anything else.